Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
So are we ready to Waalaikumsalam. Are we ready to start right now?
Yeah.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is Mother Tawfiqa hosting the radio station today with questions from Universal Wombs, a Sisterhood focused on the role of woman, bringing questions on marriage, Islam, and polygamy. We're broadcasting live from Flint, Michigan, and we have listeners from all over the world. I would like to thank you all for joining us today. Our discussion today will be on polygamy. The question for today is, Allah says you cannot be just, so what is your knowledge on being successful in polygamy? The reason for this question is that some Muslim men in America have married multiple wives. There is not a lot of first-hand experience on polygamy for most Americans, either as a wife in a plural marriage or having been raised in families with one father who has two or more wives. In some cases, all the wives live in one house, or others have separate living quarters for the wives. We find in these marriages some conflict due to lack of knowledge about this lifestyle. In some cases, the women don't get along with each other, and sometimes the children have problems getting along, or they don't live with the children from previous marriages. And we would like to see wisdom from experienced polygamists before entering into this lifestyle that will make for greater success. We seek today to spread knowledge on being just and being successful in polygamous marriages. Answering the questions today will be Imam Noah Fofana from Flint, Michigan. Please join in with your questions or your comments. Please don't be afraid to ask your questions. We have 1 free hour for all questions and discussions, so please feel free to answer your questions or to give input. Thank you. Okay, Imam Fofana, you have the line.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah. Yes, again, it says I'm Imam Noah Fofana from Michigan, Flint, Michigan. So you said the question is about Allah says that we cannot be just among the women, even if this is our wish. So can you give the question, one by one?
Well, it's only one question, so let me give you the question again.
Oh.
The question for today is, Allah says you cannot be just, so what is your knowledge on being successful in a polygamous marriage?
Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah. Some people use that, the verse of the Quran, it's in Surah 4, verse 129. To use as, you have to stay one wife because you cannot be just among the women. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say that because it's impossible for anybody to be just among the women. But that don't mean that you're not going to marry more than one wife. The rules of marrying one wife, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam already laid down the rule. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also laid down the justice between us. Now, that verse where they're telling you, even if it's your desire, you cannot be just among the women. So your desire to make justice is not going to work. But if you go by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laid down, then you won't be blamed day of judgment about your injustice. Because the law of Allah is a justice. So reason we cannot be just among the women, men cannot be just among women, because human beings are not like an animal or a picture. Like you're looking at a picture, you put in the wall, and then that's it. Or you call an animal, sit down, and that's it. But human being is the best creature that Allah created among His creation. So we are accountable for everything we do. So if you have a woman, even if you are the most kind person, if she's not ready to receive your justice, you're not going to be just to her. Because you might do what you can do, but you're not going to be just to her because she has to accept it. Otherwise, it's like those people, when they call Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that it was not just, to his people or to them. But what have he done and not to be just to them, just because he called them to worship one God. So these people will say that he was not just. Now, in the book of Allah, he was just. Now, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among the wives, when you marry wives, there's a rule. If your woman, does disobey you, or does something that's not going according to the Sharia, the men, the one punish the women. But how we punish it, we're not doing that, and we don't want to do that either. So if we do what Allah said to do, then, we might not be unjust in the eyes of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, deprive them from the bed. That's a rule, that's a law. So if you do that, in the sight of the people, it's not just. But Allah said do it. Allah the one is a judge. Nobody can be judged. So we cannot be judged by using our mind and trying to be just among our wives. It's not going to work. So, alhamdulillah, when they don't do that, when they misbehave, after cutting the bed from them, Allah said whoop them. If you're not, then separation comes. These are the process that goes by. Nobody wants to do that. Because, we don't want to do it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the truth has to come, but they refuse it. Therefore, they live in confusion. So the law of Allah, the injustice of men depend, on the women or the man himself. Because in Surah 3, Ayah 37, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, about Jesus' mama, alayhi salam. He said she had a nice behavior. She grew up with a nice acceptance of Allah. Then Allah entrusted to Zakaria. Zakaria, alayhi salam, the Prophet Zakaria, now raised her. So before Zakaria raised her, she had acceptance, to be obedient to Allah first within herself. So when you have a woman and she doesn't have acceptance of obeying Allah, whatever you're going to say, she's going to find something to outsmart what an Allah and His Messenger say. So therefore, you're going to retaliate. You're not going to be just to them. So the verse over there does not mean you cannot be just. If it's your desire, you cannot be just, yes. But if you go by the law of Allah, you can be just. That's why Allah said in the Quran also, be just. Allah ordered justice, which is in Surah 16, verse 90. Allah said, Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan. Allah ordered, to be just. But the justice got to go according to Allah, not to our desire. That's why, face-to-face human being, if your opponent is not ready to receive your message, no matter what you do, no matter how beautiful, you're going to come to that person, it's not going to accept it, and it's going to be saying all the time as unjust, So the reaction is going to make you do the injustice. So, alhamdulillah, That's my opinion on it, and that's the way Quran also shows.
So basically, we just have to follow Quran and Sunnah and try our best to be just. And then if there's any type of discrepancy with the woman, we use the surah where it says to deny the woman the bed.
Yeah. It's we really cannot be, just among women, because they have a system within themselves to accept the truth or not. But they can pretend, and you're never going to know. Allah the one going to know. If they accept it, a lot of people will be telling you, oh, well, this man is good man because he can be just among his wives, they have no problem. But yet somebody been abused somehow. So you can never be just among mankind. Allah the one got to have a mercy, but go by the law of Allah. That don't mean you cannot marry 2 or 3 or 4. If you cannot maintain justice, the justice is laid down by Allah how to do it. It's like somebody steal and then chop his hand. We're not doing that, so we're going to live in confusion. It's like Allah laid down the laws between mankind. So, but we come with our own desire, to overcome that, to find out how is better. So it's impossible to be just among each other.
So it would help if the women and the husbands were all following, the obedience of Allah in order to make it more successful.
Say again?
I said it would help if the men and the women were all following the obedience of Allah to help it to be more successful.
Yeah. If, the house is obeying Allah, believe me, everything will be successful. Allah controls the happiness and the justice. So He's the one created. All these things is not even Allah. It's the servants of Allah. So Allah controls them. If Allah lays down the law, it's like when Allah told Ibrahim, slaughter your son. So He controlled, the sin and the good deed. It was a law that time. If Ibrahim had said, Allah, that's not right because king is not good, he would become disbeliever. Mm-hmm. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order you to do something, you got to do it. Then when Ibrahim started doing it, he said, okay, you passed the test. So all we have to do is to try. And then Allah make it easy, the rest. But if we don't try, we're trying to argue, that's how, the downfall comes. Mm. But if you both of them have in your house, wife and husband, they believe in Allah, it won't be no problem in the house. If there's a problem, it's not going to be known as a fitna, like other problem,
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamualaikum, Tofika and
Walaikum.
Assalamualaikum. This is Nasiha. I was trying to text, but I don't know how to text. So I just want to ask a question. Okay, I had it in my head. Okay, what motivates? What is a motivation in polygyny? What motivates or makes it a good marriage with the husband and his multiple wives? What makes it good to where that everyone in that situation understands the situation, follow the rules as you said, what Allah says, how we should deal with each other in polygyny. So what motivates it? Where does it come from? Besides, I know praying to Allah and being consistent in that, and supposed to be with everybody, but what if everybody is not on the same page? So what motivates it to get to where that everybody is in sync with having a good family, having a happy family, and following the rules of polygyny?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, the motivation of that is Islam. before you become Muslim, you got to be serious about yourself first. Because Islam is the serious, things laid down by Allah. And when you look at the history of Islam, sincerely, people fight their own family to establish this law. So be serious about yourself, about getting serious. Now, when you become, Muslim, you're already saying to yourself that I'm ready to accept everything Allah and His Messenger laid down as a law. Unconditionally, I will take it because I trust Allah. Then that will motivate you, to do what Allah and His Messenger say. And that's when you try that, you can see the justice and the happiness. Be a Muslim. And how to stay Muslim, that's to, obey Allah and His Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that brings the motivation, because you're ready. It's like going to school, you're ready to take a test. But you don't know what kind of test it is. You don't care, but you're ready to go. That's why you're in school. Same thing Islam. You're ready to take a test, so you're not saying that, the teacher, the professor give it hard test, so therefore you're not good, because you're not by yourself. It's everybody taking the test. So fight for yourself and then try to be one of the best. Islam is like that. The motivation comes from your sincerity.
Alhamdulillah. Can I ask another question? Is there a thing between, is there a difference in polygyny between just and love? If there is, explain the just and explain the love to me, please.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Even in Surah 30, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about that He's the one who created us, and He put the peace, which is justice already, and then, love between spouses. So, justice is a peace. You can never operate in justice without peace. The opposite of peace is a war. So now, love cannot be operated also either in a war. Mm-hmm. So therefore, the justice is those who establish the peace. That's why the Islam was called Islam, which is peace. Now, love and mercy come out of that. So the difference between them, one established for the future to acknowledge, for human beings to acknowledge themselves. If you're, a brutal or killer, you can see yourself through peace. If you're a gentle person, learned person, knowledgeable person, you can see yourself through peace. This is the justice. That's why, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when people was brutalizing the people in Makkah, and he sent them to Africa to a just ruler because it was peace settled with them. The person also acknowledged the truth and force, even though he was not a Muslim at the time. So the justice is always good. Allah ordered us for the justice. Look at the verse that Allah ordered justice in Surah 16, verse 90. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna Allah ya'amuru bil adli wa ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to be just, and then to be giving to our relative. You see, that's the first justice to your parents, and then your relative, and then before you go out. So these are the rule that Allah laid down. So the justice is, again, a peace. And then love is something that, is very big. This is the last stages of Islam. The last stage of Islam is the love. Now, before you get into love, you gotta love Allah first. When you love Allah, everything after that love, it becomes attribute from Allah's attribute. It's like when you say, this guy is so merciful. Allah is the most merciful. Now, every merciful comes from Allah is the most merciful. So love comes from the most, love of Allah also. You cannot put anybody in your heart without Allah first. Otherwise, you're going to fail, because every human being, they get sick, they get sleepy, they get tired, they get broke, they cry, they laugh. So they're not worthy of being, love, loved one, because they're going to deceive you. But if you have Allah, you can take out of a love of Allah to attribute to them, I love this person, I love this person, I love this person, because if the person did something other what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did say to do, you can let that person go without you feeling pain, because your love, is holy to Allah. Or the person can leave you also, break your heart, but your heart will not be breaking peace because your heart belongs to Allah. You're going to be hurt.
Right. I believe that if your heart in everything you do is for the sake of Him. So if you are in a situation as far as polygyny, I feel if the woman and or the man is doing this for the sake of Allah, anything and everything outside of that doesn't really matter because it's done for Him. So anything and everything done for Him is for our best and of good. So, alhamdulillah, I really appreciate that. I got a whole lot of more questions, but I'm going to let somebody else start asking questions and stuff. All right.
Okay, ma'am. Well,
yes.
We would like to thank you for answering the question that you answered for us, and then we would like to move on to some other questions that other people in the audience may have. So if there's anyone in the audience that does have any more questions, or if you would like to add a comment or to the queue, just hit the *61, and then you'll be able to answer your questions or your comments. Assalamu alaikum. Do we have any more questions in the audience?
If you're not, the sister says she got more questions.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, how you doing today, brother and sister?
I'm doing fine.
Now, yes, I've been listening in, and I was listening to the questions and answer, and I just wanted to give my judgment on what I was receiving. So, Imam, I was in other words, like as far as Allah saying, like I say, as far as us being just to our wives, and Allah says no way we can be just, because is that because of the way man was made flawed, and know that Islam is perfect. So if we follow the way of Islam, which is the Quran, by the way of like I say, in the just way, that's the just that we can be, but there's no way that we can be perfect, because that's what we were here to do, was to ask Allah forgiveness and work towards being perfect.
Yeah,
hello?
Alhamdulillah. Hello, yes, Alhamdulillah. I was waiting for Mother Tafika to give me the answer, the order to. But that's the way, human being already, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called human being al-insan. Al-insan means forgetful creature. So if you want to guide that person that forget all the time, give him something that will remind him. So the Quran name is a reminder. So the universe is a blueprint of the Quran, including human being. Human being, in detail is the Quran also. That's why they say Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Quran walking, Aisha radiallahu anha. So we got to imitate the Prophet. So now, if you want to be perfect, inside dunya, in the universe, on the earth, we have to ask the owner of the earth how to operate in it. So he, out of his own kindness, rahmah, he gave us the menu, which is the Quran, how to deal with our wives, how to deal with our mama, how to deal with ourselves, how to deal with the nature. So if we do other than that, we're always going to make a mistake. So even though what we're doing, people believe, that is not right, but they're not the right people to judge. He is the one, the owner. He got a right to say anything he want to say about his creation. So we've been unjust by taking, decision out of him and putting in our own perspective. So human being can never be just until he follow what Allah said. Even by following Allah, what Allah said, you're not going to do everything 100%. Out of His mercy, He's going to have a mercy on you because you tried. So therefore, our justice come from the following the order, obeying Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay, Imam. So we determine the success of our marriage by staying true to our Islam. So it's all on our shoulders, on us staying true to our Islam at the end of the day, huh?
Two-thirds of Islam?
No, I say, so is it up to us, like I say, as a man, as our responsibility to stay true to our Islam in order to...
Yes, true to our Islam, yes. It's men's responsibility because women is a trustee. Women can talk. They talk to fight for their own desire, for their own way. But men has to be men, to guide her. No, what you're saying, I know you like it, it's not right. Allah said like this, Allah said this, Allah said this. And stay firm on it. Or be among those who are truthful to help you to do that also. Sometimes because men are very weak. So we have to stand up, study, and women also has to study. Then when the man is talking, you can prove the woman about from, Allah and His Messenger that what I'm saying, I'm not abusing you. I'm saying this because of we Muslims and we have to follow. And the law is not only on you, it's on me also. So these are the things that men got to do, to help his wife. So I always say that, in Surah Al-Fatiha, when we recite it, the biggest surah in the Quran, the mother of the book, all the books, is only two ayat that is a resume of the Quran. Rabbil Alameen and then Iyaka Na'budu. That means Rabbi is the master. Master, is recognized as a master when he has a slave. So, we say in Iyaka Na'budu, we enslave ourselves to him, so that's it. So we have to take an order from our master to do whatever we do if we believe we are slave. But we all acknowledge Allah as a master and we don't want to be a slave. So if we can put ourselves as a slave, servant to him, then, the problem is no longer our problem, it's going to be his problem. It's like when you have a slave, and your slave, go and do something to somebody, that person is not going to punish your slave. He's going to come to the slave master to claim whatever his slave have done. The same thing. When we do whatever we do while we enslave ourselves to Allah, Allah's the one going to pay us, and He's the one going to take care of our damage. So it's on our shoulder to be right or wrong.
Alhamdulillah.
So, does that satisfy your question?
Yes, it does. It does. It actually does. I'd like to thank you.
Alhamdulillah. I would also like to ask if there are any more questions that anyone else has in the audience they would like to bring forward at this moment. All you have to do is hit *61, and you will be able to get into the queue. Sister Nasia, do you have any more questions that you would like to ask?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. This for Brother Fufana. Let me see. How can I word it? All right. Give me just 1 second. Do you love your wives equally, or do you have more love for one? Not that, I want you to really expose that, but just explain that. Can a man who have more than one wife, how does he divide his emotions and his feelings and his love for his wives without become pressure on him, and without the wives becoming, suspicious of anything inside of their feeling like you may do, or I feel you love her more than me? How do you deal with that as a man, and does that play a part with you because you have more than one wife?
Alhamdulillah. This question has been asked by many people also. It's a good question. Now, before I answer, I'm going to say this. It's like do you know pain exists, right? Like pain, like
pain,
hurt.
right?
Yeah, pain exists.
Yes.
If someone asks you to present the pain that you're going through, you will never going to be able, right?
Right.
But if something exists, so when someone asks, do you love your wife equally? You're always going to say yes, because nobody can detect from you if it's right or wrong, unless what you say is out of your mouth.
Right.
So you might be, a little, fool by saying, no, I don't. You see, because nobody can detect, what's in your heart, only except Allah. So what you got to say is, yes, I love them all equally. That's why Allah laid down law. If you follow the law of Allah, both of them or all of them, they won't never going to tell that if you don't love them equally or what. They're just going to say you're following Islam, you see. But it's in deep down your heart, whatever it is over there, you don't pull it out. That's Allah's mercy. That's the department of Allah. But your justice got to go according to Allah and His Messenger, and they won't tell. If you don't tell, they're just going to call you just person.
Right.
You see? So that's why we must obey and follow Allah and His Messenger. But sometimes you might slip out and then show something and catch up yourself and then be able to, reconcile and then ask forgiveness. But always ask Allah for guidance. Whatever you do, if you do not do that, chances are you're going to come out.
Right.
And if you come out, you're going to be seen. The same thing we don't see nowhere in the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell Adam to be careful with Shaitan, with his wife, and is the enemy.
Right.
So we didn't see that Adam asked Allah, "Okay, Allah, I can do it only if you guide me. I'm asking your guidance." So since he didn't say that, and Shaitan was able to do things to him also. So everything, that's why Surah Al-Fatiha is very important. After Allah showing Himself, He doesn't have He's not taking a side, So He's saying that He's introduced Himself with the Fatiha to Malik Yawmiddin to show us, to introduce Himself as the just ruler and king and Allah. So we asking Him, since He doesn't have a party between human being and tree and anything, we don't bribe Allah, we don't hurt Allah, so He have nothing to lose by being just or by not being just. So He's going to be just because He don't need us. He just need us to be right with each other. So He laid down something, not being biased, not favoring a woman or favoring men. So that's why we say He did not set out of mustaqim. We don't seek guidance from nobody except Him, Allah. So when Allah laid down law, we got to follow it and we be good. So inside your heart, if you pull it out, you causing yourself a problem. If you're telling people, "Oh no, I got favor about my wives, and I like one," so you're gonna cause a fitna in your place. So that means you're not following the rules of Allah. So you follow the rules, it's enough for Allah to protect you. So by following the rules also of Allah, you don't like it. You think you're the one benefit. No, you're not benefiting nothing because you're not doing your desire.
Right. Okay, I got another question. It's a little bit more on the lighter side. Okay. Dating your wives. Do you ever date your wives? Or do Muslim men that have more than one wife, do they date their wives? Like, do they go out on dates with each other? And when you do, if, the wives agree, how do it make you feel? Like, is it an awkward situation? Because, majority of people don't really understand. They'll see a man with two wives, but a lot of people don't understand the significance of why he's with two wives and don't understand that part of polygyny. He's out with his both wives. How would you say that a brother would deal with that, being out on a date with both of his wives? Is it awkward, or is it woohoo, or everybody's all in love and walking hand by hand singing la la, or how does the moment feel like if you are out with both of your wives on a date doing something that, you know, trying on roller coaster or something?
Okay. All this, you know, depends on understanding. If you understand each other, there's no crime in Islam. But even something is good, if you force them to do it, it's not the law of Allah, then, you know, you abusing their right, you know. So dating your wife is something that sounds good and is good, but it depends on your agreement with your wives. If you don't want to promote, you know, the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, then we get blessing in, because Allah said in the Quran in Surah 55, you know, and verse 60, Jazak Allahu, is there any way to pay good other than good? They're showing something, the lost Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ to show that, you know, we can get along, you know, in polygamy, we can get along, in community, we can get along in everything. So these are the good things, you know, but it has to be from understanding, you know.
Right. That's good.
I have a question to add concerning the living quarters of the wives. What is the best, you know, for the overall family with children and everything, as far as because I know that there are some husbands who prefer to put their wives in separate houses, and then there are some who choose to all live in one house. So, what is the best living quarters for the whole family, along with the children and all?
Well, the best is living together, you know, and these are really possible. But today, you know, unfortunately, people is not doing it because there's so much stuff nowadays. Houses are big, and then microwave, kitchen, so everybody want to have mine. So therefore, they're not seeing the consequence of that. They're just seeing the luxury part of it. But yet, it's separate. If you got different houses for your wives, you know, chances are the kids going to grow up and hate each other. Not everybody, but so few of them, some of them, unless they grow up to change their mind. Because the mother's going to always believe that whatever you do in the other house over there, you might not do it over there. If the women also want to provoke the other women, they might make the other women jealous for her to get out of marriage by saying things that never exist. I'll give you some examples. Some of the women, you know, some story back home, you know, if it's the night of the other women, she intentionally put the oil, you know, to burn oil, like a fry oil, and then put the water, you know, drip the water in it, and it sounds like frying something. And she know that the other women will hear the sound. And she'd be like, oh, you always, you know, come and beg me with the chicken and meat. And I'm telling you, I don't want it. But, you know, okay. But the other women believe now when her night is, she's not getting that. And then, you know, but why is that one the night of other women? And he always brings chicken and meat and that. But that was never true. You see? So once you are together, you live together, is the best thing. But if you don't live together, chances are you're going to have problems. The best way to have a family and polygamy is to live together.
Is that the only way? Is to all live together? What if you really not a people person, like with another, you know, I'm probably going to speak from some emotions or feelings and something.
Then you don't need to do it.
Okay, well then I won't speak about it. I just wanted to ask. All right, you know what? Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure the best way for the whole family, for the children and all. You know, in order to have the children to come out, you know, positive, you know, they always have their banner on. You know, it's basically to see what's best for the family.
Right.
Basically, today, people don't look at the future of themselves. They're looking at their own pleasure and then make a law according to their pleasure. Because they're saying, I cannot do that. I cannot live like that. I cannot do this. No, you can. but you don't want to do it. That's different, because, everything is a study in Islam. Once you become Muslim, you got to study something and come, with a reason to say why this is like this. The learned people will explain. Say, for instance, you married to your husband. So if you truly marry for hereafter, you can only get Jannah inside the house of your husband when you behave as a proper, according to the law, and please your husband. That's where your Jannah is. So most of the time when you separate from your husband, you befriend with some people that the husband don't want it. And every day you receive a curse because you're doing something that, your husband did not want you to do. And then you want to be friends with some people because you think, he's not here, I got to have somebody with me. He's not here, I got to have somebody with me. So why all of that? What if you all live together? It's not about you. It's about your children. It's about your future of Jannah.
Okay, I agree. I agree with you. So then, where did it come from, or where did it start from? Since it would be best if we all did live together, as a family for the children. Then where did it come from? To the three, you here at this wife's house, or you here at that wife's house, or you here at this wife's house, you here at that wife's house. Now you still got children with these wives, but you are giving her days, then the next wife their days, and so forth and so on. So where did it come from?
It comes from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It comes from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When Prophet went to Medina, that's when polygamy started. So when he went down there, remember, he didn't have no land, he didn't have anything. When the camel went lay down, it was somebody else's house. But when he had the land, to build a masjid, inside the masjid over there, that's where he built his house, his room.
Right.
When somebody else, when he was marrying another person, he added a room to that, to inside that land. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it was coming from his room and then to go to the masjid directly without being outside, without going outside. So his family was living, in the same land as the masjid.
Oh, okay.
You see, different room, but same land. You see. Okay. So that's the best model.
Well, alhamdulillah, I do agree. So it wasn't that he was indifferent. It was indifferent. He was going to each house every night. It was in that vicinity of where it was from room to room where his wife was in the masjid. Oh,
right.
Okay, so now I see a different picture now, opposed to one house to the next house to the next house to the next house. So now I have a better understanding why it should be done like that, and that does sound better than if I have a house and she have a house and she have a house.
Right,
I can see where people now today are getting it confused to way the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the way he did it. So
exactly, they got confused. Yeah, because you're not going to see no hadith saying that Prophet was living from this neighborhood, from one house in this neighborhood to go to other neighborhood, his other wife over there. It doesn't exist. Nobody can show that. But he had a multiple wife.
So that makes sense. Like you just get a big house and you have a wife in that room. You have a wife in that room. You have the kitchen. You have you may have two kitchens, or what, depending on how the houses are. Will you get, they can have a women can have their private kitchen, but the general kitchen does not belong to nobody but the husband. The one that spend night with the husband, take care of the whole everything. That's according to your arrangement, with your wife. Right. Well,
then all the kids we call each other mama. The kids we call them mama without anything. The kids we know the best of the mother also. Everybody's seeing the husband daytime.
So it is. You do it and you follow the book, and you do. Even though humans are, we just so we want what we want and how we want it and when we want it. But if you just listen and pay attention to the way Allah says to do it, it'll be more easy for us.
It will be more easy for real,
Yeah.
But people refuse to listen. They come in. One of the worst human beings, is in Muslims, is those who try to outsmart the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad or outsmart the Quran. Say, oh, no, I can't do this. That ain't going to happen. I can't do this. This country like this. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Rabbil Alameen is the master of the, all generation, the past, the future, and now. So you can't say, Allah that was in Prophet Muhammad time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is not the same Allah in our time. So if your time is, improving, you're telling us that, Allah is don't know what he was doing. He gave some time in Prophet Muhammad, and our time now is you need to change the law because there's a development. Come on, Alhamdulillah. You just gotta read and follow it. Yeah, alhamdulillah, sister. That's a good question.
Then also, you get somebody who's knowledgeable that can put it in a better understanding for you to break it down like you do. That's why I love really talking to you and your wife because, y'all break stuff down, even though in my mind I'll be all over the place, with it, but, she just captured me and be like, wait a minute, Nasir. This is what Allah says, and this is how it's supposed to be done. And then when you look at it that way, then your vision become more clear, and then you don't argue and debate about it no more. You'd be like, you know what, I can do it. I don't say it. I can't do it no more. I say I can do it. I got Allah backing me up, and with that, I'm put on my muscles and be walking like a muscle man. Now let me start. I'm done. I think I'm done with.
Okay.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Walaikum salam.
This is a brother again. I was calling. I had a question for my wife. She wants to know, Imam. Her question was, if a husband wants to have two wives, and the two wives were and they all live together, and the two wives were in accordance and didn't get along, how does the husband handle that situation, or how does the family handle that situation?
Okay. You're saying that if the two wives does not get, along?
Yes, if the two wives does not get along, but they all stay in one house.
Okay, first of all, you have to know yourself first. That's Islam. You don't just get two wives because you want to take two wives because Allah says you can. There's a condition in it. First thing you have to do, you have to be really sincere to yourself, be real to yourself. It's 5 conditions before marry a wife. The first condition is to obey the both parents of the wife. And the second is to shelter the wife in a house where she don't have to pay anything. She come into your house. And the third one, when she gets sick, you take care of her. And you feed her and you dress her. So if you can fulfill that and keep on continuing with that, and also your desire of women are more than her desire also, then that's different. You can do, you can take another one. But imagine if your desire is less than her desire, and you have her, so why would you marry another wife to cause you a problem? That's one thing. So if you qualify in this, they're going to live together. They're not going to fight. If they fight, it's going to be very limited. They're going to argue, but they're not going to think about leaving you. Because, you make them as a queen. They're not paying anything except dressing them and then feed them and then, have a nice talk, and then the kids around. They mingle to each other and they talk. It's going to be harmony. But you have to fulfill these 5 conditions. But if you just say, because you can and you can't pay your rent, you don't have a job and you don't have things and you want to get a wife and then you say, they don't get it. No, you don't have that. You don't do that. But if you do all of that and they don't get it along, you got to lay down the law that Allah to lay down. Sisterhood says, they're in the same house. Okay, you say every 2 days, it's your turn to stay in my room with me. The living room belongs to all of you and the children. If it's 3-bedroom, she got that bedroom over there. But my room, I'm not going to your room, but you guys come in my room. So therefore, when there's a disagreement in the house, you're going to be there to see, because you spend, day at work, and then you come home every night. Both of them are going to see you, all the children are going to see you. It's no such our husband is not here for 2 days, or he's over there, I don't know what he's doing, or it's no such a way you have been, last night. No, it's no such a thing, because you're always there, you're serious. So even if there's a disagreement, it's going to be low. And you'll be able easily to take care of it. But you don't just take 2 wives and then they got into it and you don't know what to say. You just gotta, just follow the rules of Allah. If you follow the rules of Allah, you're gonna know what to say. Once you obey Allah and His Messenger, the solution comes, as a gift from Allah to you to solve problems.
Assalamualaikum.
What you say? Yeah, that was a satisfying answer. She has one more question too as well.
Okay.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, so do your husband have to get your permission to get another wife?
No. Your husband doesn't have to have your permission. But he can present to you to say, I want to get another wife, or I'm getting another wife. But not your permission. If that's the case, Allah wouldn't allow that. In the Quran, it would say, ask permission of your wife. It's like in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling the believers, in Surah 4, verse 25, He said, ask permission of the parents to marry the daughter. You see, it's laid down clear. But I didn't say ask permission of one wife to ask to have a second wife. So we don't do that. So it's an agreement between you and your wife, and if the man stay in his position, it's no problem. Everything is going to be smooth. The day you're taking a wife, you can let her know, but not for her to decide. It's to inform her. Well, only time you can let her decide or do this when she's paying half of the bill, she's paying everything half. You have no right to take another wife. Where are you going to put her?
Okay, Mama.
So basically, you have to request her for taking a second wife.
Thank you for the answer.
Oh, okay, alhamdulillah.
You're welcome. Do you have any more questions, sister? Yes, you may.
Okay. Brother Fufana, do a brother have to have a reason to want to marry another sister, or because it says gives him permission that he can have more than one? Does his reason can be, I want to have another wife because I can have another wife, or should there be a reason for why to bring another wife or 2 or 3 into a marriage?
Okay, yeah, it's about mean. If you don't have a mean, you're gonna be unjust and you're gonna be oppressive. You see, if you don't have a mean, because women is married to taking care of her, not for her to come. Even though that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran also, in Surah 23, verse 71, He said, if the truth was going along with the pleasure, the heaven and the earth would be corrupt. You see, women want to go to work and then say, I want to help you to pay the bill and this. And men also feel like, because, I don't want her to abuse my money. And then we all got to pay the bill. So you destroy your future right there. The man destroying his future. Women don't have to do that. The first thing men got to do is to say no to the women. No, I don't want you to work. The most beautiful thing on the planet and the creation is the women. You put her in hustling. It's really, Islam does not do that. So men, you have to take care of the women. But, you cannot, let a woman go and then after that to say, I have to ask her permission, you're going to have to ask her permission. If she's going outside and she know everything you do it, you're going to have to ask their permission. You might not never even be able to get another wife. Because, you already laid down yourself, as partner, not as husband.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, that is kind of funny though. Yeah, but okay. Because we women will be like permission giving us that door to be like yes or no. Then I feel sorry for a lot of brothers, men. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll probably be no from a lot of us, and I'm probably be a witness to it too. I'm with the no crew, but alhamdulillah, I believe Allah put this deen here for us to keep us balanced, to keep us
right. And
I'm sorry,
sister, yeah. Believe me, the women having children and raise children up to 7 years. This job is more than any work on the planet.
Right.
And you're never going to have a blessing in any job by doing, more than that.
Right.
So, but they like to throw the kids in the daycare where the kids need nutrition from the mother. They need the mother warm. And they're going to throw that to the daycare, and then go and make it themselves hustle to try to come with money. No, really, rational men don't want that. Muslim men, you say you're Muslim, you don't want that because the point is no community in this country first.
Right.
So community, they want to help people, children, and everything. But if you don't have a community, just try to form community within your family first. But the mother, the one can do that in the house first. If the mother move out of the house while the children are babies, chances are they're going to be nobody.
Exactly.
If the father also get out of the house after 7 years, that means, before 7 years, that means chances are the kids not going to be nobody. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know what he's doing. The beauty of human being is marriage. The ugliest human being is the divorce. So, but if we divorce, let's divorce for the sake of Allah, not because of our own sake, because I don't like this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to see this, I don't want to do this. Does these things goes along with Allah? No. So put it out, just be real.
Yeah, we just got to trust Allah way more than what we trust the media and family and friends and what people say out their mouth. And, just anything we need, ask Allah. Everything we need, ask Allah.
But sister, that's a good topic you open it because the trust is the key. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, believe and trust on Him. You trust Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always says, tawakkal to Allah. Tawakkal. We say we believe, we trust Allah, we rely on Allah.
Right.
But guess what? United States, America, what did they do? They put in the money, we trust in God on money. Who is here that does not trust the money today? Even if Allah come in the masjid, there's a dollar over there now controlling. So, but yet we don't say, we trust in Allah, but we want to see the trust of Allah on the money. If there's no money, it's nothing. So it's no Islam. So the trust of Allah is the big thing. And in a marriage, the trust, the one also, keep the marriage, as a marriage.
Right.
So the trust is everything.
Yes, it is. When you lose it, you lose a whole lot.
No, if there's no trust in the marriage, it's better to divorce because it's not going to go nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I believe that. And I believe that with anything in life. In any relationship you have with another person, if you don't have trust, it's no sense to continue on that relationship.
Right. When they ask you, what is the thing that's what is the oldest thing that is more expensive than anything or more valuable than anything, on the planet?
Trust.
That's it. More trust get older, it becomes valuable.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's nothing valuable than trust.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why a lot of us Muslims who say they trust Allah, you got to really, really deep down in why you say that. Do you really trust him 100%, or you just trust him when things are good, or you
just got to see the character. That's all. You got to see the character. Allah said that in the Quran. You got some people that say they believe in Allah and they have judgment, but they're not among the believers. Because when you trust Allah, you trust He's the judge that will judge every action you have done or you want to commit. So your action will change on the earth.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so we're going to ask for some more questions from the audience. If anyone has any more questions, because we're getting down to our hour. Does anyone else have any more questions that they'd like to ask? So, Imam, I think we're going to get ready to close out. So I'm going to close out the radio station, and then you can make a dua to end the radio station, inshallah.
Okay.
So since we don't have any more questions, we would like to close out and end with a dua from the Imam afterwards. And before we do that, we would like to thank you, Imam Noah Fasana, for helping us with our question today. You gave a beautiful explanation. May Allah reward you. Ameen.
Ameen.
We would also like to thank our audience.
Hello?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, there is a sister. I think she has a question.
Yeah. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I've been trying to say that for like 30 minutes, but okay, alhamdulillah. My question was, how do you deal with your husband when he's being unjust? When he's being unjust with his time, he's unjust with his finances. As a wife, how do you deal with that?
Okay, that's a really good question. If you know about it that it's been unjust, you gotta bring her out, and then take to another imam or to the imam, and then to reveal it, because you're suffering from his sin. Then they're gonna explain themselves, because the imam always wise. So Allah bless the imam with certain knowledge that he don't give to other people. So he will be able to, satisfy your answer according to the Quran and Sunnah. But don't keep it to retaliate.
Okay. So what if the husband starts?
No, she's trying to get her question out.
Okay, so what if the husband tried to correct himself, but the wife seemed like she just can't get over it?
Just show him in the Quran, because that's why the knowledge is not only for the husband. If the husband resists, the Quran, then you got right to let him go. It's either you take him to the imam, he don't want to do that. You take him to you show him in the Quran, he don't care about that. He want to go by his own desire. Allah already said that. Allah say in the Quran, Surah 25, verse 43, the people that worship their desire. That means the husband is one of that. If you prove him from the Quran and the Sunnah that he say he don't care about that, that means he care about his own desire. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Quran, Surah 35, verse 43, this kind of person, they're worse than animal. The animal is even better than them. That's why I told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, you think you can guide these people or be their lawyer? You're not going to be able to do that. They're worse than animal. So that means you have no business to marry animal. Just let them go if they're worshiping their desire. Because Allah's law is laid down, and then his desire is laid down, and then you following his desire, don't even hesitate. That's why you need to educate yourself. Then you can defend yourself, according to Quran and Sunnah. If you feel like you've been oppressed, yeah.
Okay. So for the man who wants his wives to live in the same house, so what if one wife don't agree to that? How do he deal with that?
Oh no, she don't have, because it's not against Islam. So therefore, she needed, humble herself, and then to accept that. Otherwise, she don't have to be part of it. It's marriage.
So is there any Quran or Hadith? Because in the times of the Prophet ﷺ, they did all live in the same space, but they all still had like their own, like it was like apartments connected to one another. So
okay, that's land. Mm-hmm.
So they wasn't. Yeah, they was all in the same land, in the same let's say it was a big house, but with separate rooms.
Right. So
that's alhamdulillah. But what if it's not separate rooms, where it's just one space and everybody sharing one space, and nobody and one don't want to do that? And she said she want to still stay in her home. How do the men be judged with that?
Okay, first of all, in the Quran, like we said earlier to us, there's a Quran verse, Surah 49, Surah Al-Hujurat, and verse 13. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He's the one who created one single man, and out of him, and He multiplied many men and women, and He made a nation out of it, and then out of a nation, and He made a tribe out of it to know each other. So tribe is something like seclusion out of a jama'ah. So to bring your family somewhere, and then where you can be together and know each other. And Allah precisely said to know each other. So that's one. Now, if you're in a place where you cannot afford land to put your family in, and that's what you wanted, and then one woman disagree with it, so you don't have to oppress her. You just let her go. Because if you don't want to do that either, then, that's separation right there. Because you can't force nobody to do what they don't want. But if they agree to do that, it's no problem.
So if the wife disagrees with something that's not like obligatory upon her, so if she disagrees with that, it's better to divorce her?
Yes, it's better, because you're not going to go nowhere. Because the Prophet ﷺ did not do that. Did not encourage nobody either to do that. What Prophet did, he made sure that his family stay in same lane and same house, not a room. So therefore, if you try to do that and the country don't give you justice to do that, or your means does not give you justice to do that, and the women don't want to do what they have the right to not do, or so you don't have to oppress them. You don't have to, just gotta let them go. If you know that's what you want to do, then it won't be no sin, because you didn't create them, they didn't create you. So it just was a love and marriage. So if it don't work, everybody's going to want Allah bless everybody to whatever He gives to whoever He want to give. So that's it. That's as simple like that,
There's no other way to work that out besides divorce, being that Allah frowned upon divorce.
No, it's the other way. The other way is agreement. See, you didn't say that.
I would expect a better answer besides divorce being like that's the worst thing you could do. Is to get divorced.
Okay, if you had heard first time when I was talking, I said the best of human beings Allah created, the best thing He put between human beings is a marriage. The worst thing that He don't like is a divorce. So, but it's halal. That Allah does not like it because of oppression in it. So if you trying to because women must obey the husband, not the husband obey the woman. So now, if the women don't have she got choice to follow, the choice of husband, if it's not Islamically founded like that, then they can separate from that. Because if they keep on that, it's going to damage the children. So you don't do life for yourself, when it comes to marriage. You do for the sake of your future and the children. So the best way to do that is to come together, not to depart from each other. So if that's the case, instead of pretending like you're going to do it and keep cheating, the husband keep cheating, and then abusing the other wife, it's not worth it to exchange your hereafter to this dunya. The best thing is to live each other freely and without oppressing anything. That's after this agreement. But if there's an agreement can be, the wise person, they want to go by the river and then buy a fish over there, even though there's a fish that he can catch up. So just to avoid or to set, reconciliation. That's how wise people they do. But if everybody want to, pick and take their own choice without looking at behind, then, chances are you're not going to go farther. You're going to just try and then it's going to be collapsed because it was not founded on the truth. So that's what I'm saying. But if there's an agreement, it's no problem. Agreement, avoid crime.
Is it better to find an agreement over being divorced? Is it better to try to find an agreement?
Yes,
so
that's the best thing.
An example of an agreement that they should try to come to over them getting a divorce?
Well, because, you know, when you had to place the question, it was like you concluded. Like if the woman don't want it, you know, that means the condition is there already, it's sealed. But if that's why I say, if there's no agreement already, you cannot, and the husband don't want it, the wife also don't want it. So what should happen? It's separation right there, because they're going to hurt each other. Because it's like they're living for themselves now. I want my way. She said also, I want my way. Why would we be together and one don't want to be, you know, submit? Everybody's the wing, is no leg in it. So how is it? Life is not like that. It's Allah created everything male and female, the opposite. Somebody got to be humble for the sake of something. If everybody's equal, it won't be no ruler in life. And it won't be nothing. It won't be no agreement. That's why Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, it's better to have a tyrant ruler instead no ruler.
Alhamdulillah. So the other question I had was about the heart. I couldn't get in, but you guys were talking about if you do things feasibly a lot, you won't be hurt by it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's kind of what y'all were saying?
Yes.
Okay. So the Prophet ﷺ, he still cried over Khadijah, Allahu anha. He cried when he lost his grandbaby. He cried when his sons died. So it's okay. I mean, comparing that to now, that don't mean that you didn't do it feasibly a lot, because you're saddened by something that that happened in your life. Okay. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. But it has a spot in it also, because Khadijah, it was no case that the Prophet wanted to follow Allah, and Khadijah said, no, my way. And her way was not going along with Allah, and the Prophet took his way, her way. There's no case like that. So if there's no case like that, that means when Allah comes, that's why I said earlier, your heart can never go to no human being before Allah. You can take from Allah's love to attribute to other people, I love you, but the foundation of love is Allah. So if anybody comes between you and Allah, you just disregard that person, because your love did not go beyond Allah to let go Allah's love for the sake of human being or any creature. So that's what we're saying. So when you look at the Prophet said he loved Aisha, but he told Aisha if Aisha had to steal money, he would chop her head, because that's the love of Allah right there. That's the condition of Allah right there. But we can't do that today. He told Fatima, if you had to disobey your husband in such a way, and you had to die, I wouldn't even pray on your dead body while your husband angry at you. But that's the love of Allah right there. But yet he loved his daughter. Everybody know that he loved her. But the love did not extend to the level that we disobey Allah's law. That's what we were saying. So if you can love your wife, you can love your kids, you can love all of them. But if they come between you and Allah, you just take Allah. That's why Allah tested Ibrahim.
I had the wrong impression of what was said. I thought y'all was saying, like, you can't be hurt, you can't feel any type of sorrow, because, it's a quarter of Allah, alhamdulillah, but that don't mean you can't feel any type of hurt by something. Like something
you're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to be really hurt. And he said that, Allah took Khadijah. Prophet was really hurt, but that didn't take him away from Allah, you see.
Right.
And Ibrahim also loved his son so much because he was looking for a baby, and an angel come to give him news. But when he got the son, when the son was ready, was helping him, that he was in need of the son at that time, he showed so much love. And Allah told him, kill your son. But he showed himself that, he loved Allah more than his son. So this is what I'm talking. This is what I say. When it comes between you and Allah. So the law of Allah, don't never put nobody better than the law of Allah. You're going to show that you love that person than Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Were all your questions satisfied, sis?
Yes, mashallah. Shukran, Jazak Allahu.
Hey, one more question, Imam.
Okay.
Okay, and this is from the sister again. Okay, can a man refuse his wife to sleep with her in the bed? Can he refuse her to bed at night, or can he refuse to sleep in the bed with her at night?
Yes, you can do. Men can do that because it's in the Quran. When she misbehaves in something that will bring, fitna in the family and disobeying, some of the rules that Allah laid down, men can refuse that.
Okay, now can a woman do it?
Nope.
Do the same?
Women cannot do it, period.
Under no circumstances?
Under only circumstance they can do divorce.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. No, divorce is already done, yes. That means it becomes fornication.
So I want to add to that question. So if you and your husband is good, y'all don't have no problems, he's not trying to chastise you, and you ask him to lay with you, and he refused, is that right?
No, that's not right, but you got to precise what kind of satisfaction, because some women, the sexual drive is more than men can bear. So once that happens, that's beyond his capacity. So he can't do that. He's not going to force himself or take a medicine trying to do that. No. Because women got a law. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in the Quran in Surah 24. He said the women, and it said Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell your men to lower the gaze, tell your women to lower the gaze. So control your appetite of sex. But if you don't get a period, that's different. But getting, excessively, that's, like a greed. So Muslim men and Muslim women has to control that.
So is a man supposed to finish before a woman?
That men don't even control that. Women don't control that either. That's Allah's country. Some men, very, very quick. Some men, they call them dry men also. They never even come. So they're going to think that they're going to do that, but they're not even doing that. So all this is in Allah's control. Nobody want to finish pleasure. If you see a pleasure that's getting short, that's out of his control.
So is it a problem? So as a wife, how do you approach your husband if he's not satisfying you sexually?
Then you lower your gaze, because you can do that.
You don't address him. You don't let him know.
Yeah, you can make him know.
You can get divorced for this stuff.
No, you cannot get divorced for that. You can. I mean, Allah chose that for you. You might be somebody that exaggerated things. Allah want to measure you and to humble you. So that might be that. But you cannot divorce for that. That's not even no problem.
What if it just making her hate him though? This is a problem with inside her that she's trying to hold on, but this is becoming like a hatred for him. Because
then she's not Muslim then.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's
because that's serious. Because it's like when we pray, it's a problem inside a lot of people. Believe me. But if that problem becomes more than you're going to reveal that to say, you know what, I'm not going to pray that 5 times. I might pray 2 times. Consider yourself what? Disbeliever. It's not because you're not getting it. It's not beyond your capacity. It's not beyond your satisfaction. The men make love to you. But you want to your level at your satisfaction.
Everybody.
You call that, you might try, but that's selfishness. You go by Islam. What Allah say about it?
That sounds selfish for a man to be getting pleased, and the woman but
what about?
Okay,
but what about the Quran verse I quote? You disregard that? Allah told Prophet Muhammad said, lower your gaze. Lower your gaze mean what? Control your sexual desire.
Why was
Allah didn't say high your gaze. He said lower it. That means if you got 100, you say what?
Why was that revealed? What's the tafsir on that? What was the reason he revealed that?
Well, I don't know the reason. I know this is.
Lower your gaze with your husband. You're supposed to lower your gaze for non-mahram people, not people that's not.
No, but see that's your interpretation. But the Quran, you see, the Quran is something. You got some you need tafsir. You got some you don't need tafsir. You got Quran tafsir by himself. That's even better than tafsir of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then after that is Prophet Muhammad's tafsir. After that is the Sahaba. So you got something that you don't need. You don't need nobody to interpret that for you. But if you're looking for interpretation of that, that means you're trying to change the table I lay down. What part of that you human beings don't understand? Lower your gaze. Do you need any tafsir for that? Control your sexual desire. Low means something that go down, not high. So that means if you got high, just put in control. It's like a fasting. Nobody like it, but control your appetite in fasting. So if you don't want to do that because you get hungry all the time, you want to find another way for better explanation than that. Well, me, I don't know that. Maybe somebody else might know.
Maybe I'm a little ignorant, but I don't get that. I would like that to be explained with like a task fear or something. What do that mean?
Read it.
All ayahs, like when it's saying Quran about, going to war and fighting amongst the non-Muslims, it's a reason why that ayah was revealed, because people like ISIS is using that against people, using that to their own benefit to just go out and slaughter non-Muslims when that ayah wasn't revealed for those reasons. So when an ayah was revealed, you gotta understand why that was revealed. So just say lower your gaze. Lower your gaze.
But I'm not saying no. It's that I'm just trying to tell you. But say for instance, I'm giving you an example. When somebody steals and chops his head, so now do you need revelation of that ayah first before practice that?
You're not being fair right now.
Okay. No, I'm just asking. We're asking questions. If the question don't go with your satisfaction, go to the Quran. We are equal of knowledge. So you can go yourself and then try to find out, and then next time you come in the radio, you might learn from you too. So I never tell nobody that I got final knowledge, but the knowledge that I have does not make me cross what the question you're giving me. So I don't go there and I don't know that. My knowledge is not there, but you can also, find that same knowledge, and then we can learn from you.
Inshallah.
Yeah. So until then, I prefer you to stay right there, and then you go and do research, and then come on before you say anything out of course,
Inshallah.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Is there any more questions for the radio station?
Okay, there is no question here.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So, alhamdulillah, and in conclusion, we ask Allah to help us. We ask Allah to make us a better Muslim. We ask Allah, to do research. Quran, when Quran first come out, the first, statement Allah sent to Prophet Muhammad is Iqra. It's a read. So everything is a book to read. So alhamdulillah, and Quran came for human beings. So we are human beings. We ask Allah to increase us in knowledge. We ask Allah to forgive us. We ask Allah to protect us. So ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب.
آمين.
الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذرياته أجمعين. الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
آمين. آمين. عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام عليكم.
That was a good boy.
Unmuted.
Walhamdulillah, Layla subhanallah. Walhamdulillah, Layla subhanallah. Walhamdulillah.